Okay, hello class of 2021. Today I'm going to show you guys how to navigate this new Naviance system. So it's called MaiaLearning. It replaced our old Naviance. And so on here, I'm going to show you guys how to do a little bit of college research, how to add colleges to your list that you're going to be applying to, how to request your teacher letters of rec, all of that good stuff, because this is the system that we use to send colleges your transcripts, your letters of rec, all the school side of things. And so go ahead and log in. There's a couple ways you can log in. You can go to your student portal, and if you open all your apps, there's an app called MaiaLearning that'll automatically sign you in. If you go to MaiaLearning.com, I'm going to sign in with the single sign-on. I'm going to put in the East High School CEEB code. It's 060400. And then it'll take you to your DPS Google sign in. Mine is probably going to sign in automatically because I'm already logged into Google. And then now I'm just going to search for a student so I can show you that student's side. Okay. So on the left-hand side, you see all your tabs here: character, careers, academics, universities. This is the tab that we're going to focus on a lot today. So if you click on universities, the first thing that comes up is a university search. This is a pretty cool tool that you can use to start like your college research. Cool thing you can do, you can put location in. So let's just say mountain, state, let's say California, and let's say Colorado as well. You could do type of school, so it comes up, let's do 4-year, public, in a city. And you can also determine the size, test optional. That's probably going to be a big one this year because of the SAT situation. So let's click test optional as well. Click done. 0 universities found. So let's go back and unclick a couple of these just so we can have a list. So now it just starts compiling a list based off of the criteria that you put in. This is a good one. How selective is it? Do we want it somewhat selective? Now it kind of dwindled down a little bit. Do we want sports? So you can put in a bunch of criteria here, and you can start doing some research on some schools here. So let's scroll down just because we're more familiar with some Colorado schools. University of Colorado, Denver, UCD downtown. So if you click on that, you have a fact sheet here. You have an overview about the colleges, some videos down there. Admission is going to be a big one that you want to look at because it gives you all the stats, how much is the application fee, deadlines, all of that. I'm actually going to go back to a bigger school because there's a cool tool that I want you guys to see. Let's do Metro. We go back to that admissions tab. And on this right-hand side, let's see, there we go. It was just loading. On this right-hand side, there's like a scattergram here. And this is all students from East that have applied to this school in the past. And you can see the legend here. The green circles accepted for regular decision. The green squares accepted for early action, and so on and so forth. Obviously, some of the other schools will have like a red X, and that would be those students that didn't get in. And if you hover over the, sorry, my computer is very slow. If you hover over it, you'll see the exact GPA and SAT score that that particular student got to get in. And then the yellow axis is where the average is. So that could be a super helpful tool to know like what other students got to get into that school or got denied, right? So check that out. The other big thing, I'm going to go to the student side actually. Click on universities, is your applying list or your considering list. So you can add schools to your considering list. So say you're interested in, you can type the name of the school. So I'm going to say University of Colorado. If I can spell Colorado. And I'm going to add that school. So let's do Boulder. Add. We've already added that to this applying list. So let me go to this list first. So under your applying list, these are all the schools that this student is going to apply to. So these have a bunch of, this is our counseling page. So this is just a bunch of different schools, Arizona State, Spelman, and of course, University of Colorado Boulder. And you can choose your application type. So if you're going to apply Common App, click Common App, term. You're going to apply for fall 2021, that's next fall. Application round. Application plan, so you're gonna apply early action, regular, let's say early action. So the deadline would automatically populate. You can put in a program if you want to, you don't have to, but that's all the stuff that we need to know because we'll see this on the counseling side to know when to send your transcript. So we want to make sure that this application plan, so if you're applying early, we need to know that so that we can make sure all your letters are in and your transcripts ready to go by that November 15th deadline. So really pay attention to making sure that this information is accurate. You can click request transcript as well. As you know, the counselors have a Google form that will have you guys fill out to request your transcripts individually with each of your counselor. But this just to kind of double check with that, make sure you click request transcript as well. And then after you kind of receive your application notice, if you got accepted, denied, deferred, this is information that we use as well. So you can go back in and put those in as you guys start getting those acceptance letters in. So you're gonna fill out that information, and this is how we know what schools to send your transcripts and things to. So that's your applying list. I'm gonna go back to considering list and add another school just so you can kind of see the difference. So let's say University of Denver. Here we go. Add. So you can add your considering list, and then once you kind of dwindle down your list of the schools that you're actually going to apply to, you just hit this button, move to applying, and it'll show up to this applying list right here. So the next thing that I want to show you is how to request your teacher letters of rec, as well as your counselor letter. So you click on request recs, then you can enter a teacher's name, or you can just scroll down and all the teachers should be in here. I'm just gonna find myself. So Patrice Brown, you can enter the deadline. This should match with your first college deadline. So if your first deadline is November 15th because you're applying early, then let's do November 15th. You can enter a note. Definitely want to recommend saying thank you to your teachers because they spend a lot of time writing these letters. So definitely give them a quick note and really thank them for taking their time out to write you a letter. And you just click save. Oops. Oops. Oh, it's okay. I was wondering what was happening. It's making you write a note. So let's say thank you. Then click save. And now it says recommenders. It'll have the status here. So once the teacher or counselor uploads, it'll say complete. And then if you want to go in and cancel the request, you can do that as well. So this is how you will request your teachers and your counselor. Your counselor also has another Google form that we are sending out to where you can put some, like it's like a survey where you can put some information so we can make sure to highlight those specific things that you want us to highlight in your letter. So make sure you check that out as well. Once we kind of figure out what the virtual college visits that we would typically do in the counseling office. Once we kind of figure that out, we'll have the visits listed here. So under visits, you'll find what schools are going to be coming to East and like how, like if it's a Google Meet link or a Zoom link or something like that. Once we kind of figure out what that's going to look like for the school year, definitely check out this tab as well. And then the last thing that I want to make sure I highlight, there's a cool tool called Careers up here, and you can do a career search. And so if you kind of know what you're interested in and don't know like what schools have that major or that career field, you can look here as well. So if you search by, let's just say engineering, click search. The first thing it does is pulls up a bunch of different careers in the engineering field, and you can see what education level you need, what the salary is, and more information there. And then let's say mechanical, whoa, start uploading. Let's just go to mechanical engineers. If you pull this page up, you get a summary. You can look at salaries. That's pretty interesting. Look at it by the state. And then if you go to education level, which is really cool, so it has all the levels of education, and then you can see like what schools have that particular major. So you can click on view universities, and it'll just pull up that list that has mechanical engineering. So that can kind of help you add some schools to your list of schools maybe you hadn't thought about or hadn't researched or hadn't heard of. So that can help kind of with your career or college search. So that's pretty much it on the college side of things. If you find something that you're struggling with, definitely reach out to your counselor and they should be able to help you. Yeah, so enjoy MaiaLearning and good luck with your college process.